welcome to the Inter-Nations Cup Rallycross from Croft here in County Durham. Well, it's day 2 and Britain already have a 6-point lead over the rest, and that was without Mark Renison, who had to retire yesterday with engine problems.
Thank you, Julie. Well, welcome back to Croft. It's not as slippery as it was yesterday. There isn't so much ice on the circuit, but it's still incredibly cold, a bit of fog, and the drivers are certainly going to have their work cut out in order to put their country at the head of the list at the end of today's racing. Don't forget, it's the 4th ever FIA Inter-Nations Cup meeting. It's being held here at the Croft Circuit in the north of England, and we are expecting some excellent racing.
The first race just about to get underway with, on pole position, Michael Shield in the number 27, the British car, but heading it away is number 32, the RS200 of Nielsen, former winner of the British Rallycross Grand Prix. Bill.
And that looks like, yes, number 14, Pekka Rantanen, has come through with his other RS200 right from the back of the grid. He's into 3rd place, but it's still Rolf Nielsen leading Michael Shield. And Michael Shield is doing very well. We saw him on the Saturday qualifying coming through into 2nd place on his first run. And just look, Colin, at the way he's holding on to that RS200.
Yes, he's doing a stunning job, and interestingly enough, back in 4th place, I can just see in the background there. But my goodness, look at the action here as he goes round the outside of Mad Hatter Bend. Surely he must understeer out. He's tucked inside. He's got the line for the straight. He has got past Rolf Nielsen. Michael Shield for Great Britain has got past the British Rallycross Grand Prix winning Swede Rolf Nielsen, and is going storming now into the ultimate high-speed Spa corner, sliding it round there. Nielsen has got no answer as he understeers away. Number 14 there. Pekka Rantanen trying hard to get on terms with Nielsen, and that's Frans Monten in John Smith's Burrow car. But it's Michael Shield in the lead.
And it looks like Monten spun there as he went into Spa, but everybody got round him okay. There is Monten. He's just going round Spa now. It's very, very slippery, the track. They've only been out for a very short few practice laps. Look at Michael Shield there, really taking a wide line through the Mad Hatter Bends.
He certainly knew the right line there, Bill, didn't he? Because he got past Nielsen with a stunning manoeuvre right in the middle of the corner.
Well, yes, and don't forget that Michael Shield is the son of the circuit owner, but he's certainly not had any extra practice at all. They've only been out for just 1 or 2 laps. You can see that Rolf Nielsen's engine is smoking, Colin.
Yes, but it certainly is, but his biggest problem seems to be understeer. He's got, you can see as he's turning into the corner that he can't get the drive down. He's got a problem there, and it looks to me as if the Norwegian RS200 is going to overtake the Swedish RS200. But Michael Shield is well away. Big disappointment there, having Frans Monten spin. He's 10 times the Belgian champion, and we were hoping for great things from him today. But Nielsen definitely smoking, as you say, Bill. Number 14 there, Pekka Rantanen from Finland. Not Norway, as I was saying, but Finnish RS200. Nielsen still holding him off.
And that engine doesn't appear to be smoking on power, so I'm not quite sure what it could be, Colin.
Could just be rich mixture, but look at that understeer. There's oversteer as he has to throw it in. He's certainly got a handling problem, Bill. I think he's got to go down on his springs, but there is young Michael Shields, this Metro 6R4, a full-spec car now, really storming through the circuit.
And just look at the way he's going, Colin. And we just lost somebody, number 85.
That's 85. That's Ger Cregan from Ireland, the Irish team who were lying in 5th place. And Monten goes past Ger Cregan. We've got the checker flag coming up shortly, so they're on their last lap now.
And there is the winner, Michael Shield, an excellent win for the young driver from the north of England. This is his home circuit in every sense of the word, and we're waiting there for Rolf Nielsen, comes through in 2nd place, Pekka Rantanen in 3rd.
Matti Alamäki there in the Lancia, number 12. We don't know where John Welsh is. John Welsh is meant to be on pole.
Yes, and John Welsh missing there alongside Matti Alamäki. So we've got Alamäki on the front with Kenny McKinstry, the Irish driver. There is McKinstry, and I really don't think that Matti Alamäki will
Watch Arneson from the back. There he goes round on the right-hand side. Arneson's up into 2nd place from the back. A little nudge there on the brakes. Alamäki's round. 71 is there, is the Norwegian driver, Andrea Nerby.
And that was a bit of one of the Porsches that fell off there during nudge, but that is the leader at the moment, Matti Alamäki. Where is Olli Arneson? There is Arneson.
Right on his backside. Arneson didn't go particularly fast yesterday, but he's the best quattro driver in the world, bar none. Look at his wheels locking up there under braking in this very sticky conditions, throwing it round there. Kenny McKinstry, and the Irishman there in third place.
Well, that certainly, it benefited Olli Arneson with Welch not being in pole, because Welch would have been right in front of him, and that allowed Arneson to come through from the back of the grid. That's number 41, Paul Kumpen, one of the Belgian drivers.
Belgian current champion. But Kenny McKinstry is doing superbly well in his normally aspirated car. There, the Porsche of Paul Humpert, current Belgian Rallycross champion.
And
somebody's gone into the tires. They've gone right.
No, it isn't.
It's the Golf from Germany, I think, Bill. It looks to me as if they've jumped straight over the tire barrier.
Driver gets out, waves at everybody. He's all right.
But he is actually in the pit approach road. He's gone straight through the tire barrier, which shows the sense of the organisers of the circuit here, who've kept the crowd well away from it. And there's a second bank. It's of course a red flag on this run, but there's a second grass bank between the crowd and the track. This number 12 here, which will definitely be the car to watch in this race, Matti Alamäki with Kenny McKinstry from Ireland on the inside, but Kenny McKinstry gets a good start, but it has to be Alamäki who gets the jump, followed by the bi-turbo Porsche and the Swede in the Olli Arneson, the former European champion. Kenny McKinstry with a much lower powered car being squeezed out, but nevertheless keeping his end in there. Paul Kumpen is the Belgian who, Kenny McKinstry, that was a fabulous maneuver. Paul Kumpen there has got a four-wheel drive bi-turbo Porsche. He's the Belgian champion. We're watching Olli Arneson, the former European champion. But honestly, Bill, the performance of Kenny McKinstry at this Rallycross has been nothing short of stunning.
Well, that was excellent, because he'd been forced almost to the back of the field, and suddenly he came through from nowhere and straight back into third place. That really was excellent. So it's Matti Alamäki leads as they complete the opening lap. Second, Olli Arneson in closing by the looks of it. Let's see if we can catch them up. Ken McKinstry's in third. There he is. There is Arneson right behind Matti Alamäki.
Yes, of course, Arneson is one of the most experienced men in Rallycross in the world. He's been the European champion. Matti Alamäki in front of him has also been European champion. They've raced against each other all over the world, and there's friendship but needle between them all the time, isn't there, Bill?
That's right, and I noticed there that McKinstry was sliding all over the place in his Escort, but he'd still pulled out a substantial lead over Kumpen. So there was McKinstry in the background. That's Olli Arneson, the second place man, and Arneson certainly closing on the corners.
We have a real race for the lead now. We've had many people going away into the distance. Arneson using all the alternative circuit that's easily being invented there, but still Alamäki has got just the edge on this quattro, but Arneson isn't going to accept that edge. Look at that beautiful drive around the corner there. This is the possible corner with 2 laps to go where they can overtake. 2 laps to do it in.
Oh, well, this is the first time that I've ever seen Olli Arneson this close to Matti Alamäki whilst they've been racing here. And I think this is the section where Matti Alamäki starts to pull away, use the advantage of that Lancia. But just watch as they come into the complex how close Olli Arneson can get. Let's just watch. Where is Arneson?
He's right there. That's the very fast sweeping Samson corner into the Mad Hatter complex. Yes, Alamäki doesn't go so fast through there at all, does he? Now, Arneson switches left, goes straight the way over the curbs there, and those curbs, he's got it! He's got it! Arneson is through! Oh, no, I tell you that, he will be loving that. Olli Arneson will be absolutely... Alamäki gets very crossed up, he tries to go around the outside, bit of opposite lock. He's surely going too fast into there. Alamäki hasn't enjoyed that at all. Number 31, Arneson of Sweden, is putting it over Matti Alamäki from Finland.
And Matti is all over him now. This is where he could use the advantage of the Lancia to get back ahead, but he's a long way behind. Let's see what happens as he goes round the sweeping Samson corner.
Arneson knows all about winning from the front. He's not going to be phased with Alamarki filling his mirror. He's just got to go slowly around here. Alamarki's trying a bit too hard. He slides wide and loses a bit of ground. He definitely uses the alternative circuit, but Arneson wins. Alamarki second. Meanwhile, coming up for second and third place.
There is an excellent race, I believe, going on for third and fourth. Let's just see, there he is.
It's McKinstry. The 6R4 just gets it from Kenny McKinstry for Ireland. Sharply off the grid. They're looking at the lights. They go to red. They're waiting for it. Bertie Law there, green. The Chevette gets underway, but from the back, it's Mavropoulos into second place. Adolf Heinz is there with the Quattro in German Quattro.
And they're all safe.
Outside.
They're also all safely through Spa Corner and through checkers, though a few of them sliding very wide. There are going to be quite a few incidents today, I should think, Colin, because the track is greasy more than anything else, but a very good effort there by Mavropoulos. He's into second place, but look at the way that Seppo Niittymaki leaves them all standing.
And that is Adolf Heinz coming around the outside. I think it's Adolf Heinz, number 51 it should be if I'm correct. Adolf Heinz, it was German champion last season, and he's going, no, it's 34, it's the Swede. It's the Swede 34, it's Sven Hestander, and he's gone past the British hope.
Dimmy there,
Mavropoulos looking as if he had a bit of a handling problem.
That's right, the Quattro there sliding all over the place. Let's see if he's managed to keep it all together and hold that third place. Let's just wait for Dimmy to come through. There is Mavropoulos, but right behind him, I think that's Adolf Heinz.
That's Adolf Heinz. Somebody gets, that's the Belgian Quattro of Mark Verhecker. Mark Verhecker falling foul of the treacherous conditions there.
Yes, it is in fact Adolf Heinz there in fourth place.
Holding up Torholm, who's the leading Norwegian driver here today.
There is Torholm, but he's down in fifth place. So the race now getting spread out already because the leader, Seppo Niittymaki, a long way ahead. There he is.
And this is what something like 20,000 people have come here today to see the ultimate supercar. This car, the Peugeot 20516, winners of the Rally Championship and only now seen in Rallycross. But my goodness me, Bill, look at that Quattro going of Sven Hestander. He really is steaming wrong.
And there is Dimmy, it's still sliding very wide. The tyres throwing up some of the moisture there.
Yes, I think Dimmy's made a incorrect tyre choice, I would guess, Bill.
Well,
he seems to have very skinny rims on there, and possibly slicks are proving a bit faster. But he's beating Adolf Heinz, who is good, former German champion.
But Torholm is also there with him, the Norwegian, very anxious to make up another place. Mind you, you can see how much mud is being thrown off. There goes his windscreen wipers. That will be holding them up just a little bit. Visibility isn't too much of a problem at the moment. The sun is that was affecting them yesterday isn't quite so bright because of the mist. There is the leader. Look at the way.
Niittymaki sliding beautifully around Spa Corner, followed by the understeering, wildly understeering, followed by oversteering Swede. Number 34, Sven Hestander, doing a marvellous job for his team. He really is driving this bulky car very well indeed. The Peugeot 20516 we're watching now being such a compact, lightweight vehicle by comparison.
Well, I just had the clock on Seppo Niittymaki there, and he's completing this 3/4 of a mile circuit in round about 50 seconds. We were saying that we would have expected them to be going just a little bit quicker than that, but don't forget, you can see how slippery it is, and that, of course, will be slowing them.
I can't get over the performance of this Swedish Quattro. He is only a tiny, tiny bit behind Niittymaki there at the finish as he comes through in second place, and it's all about time. Dimmy definitely struggling there on skinny rims. I think he'll probably try slicks next time out, but nevertheless, a fine third place for Great Britain from Dimmy Mavropoulos, and we have a whole gaggle coming through. We've lost Adolf Heinz.
Yes, and in fact it was Torholm there who came through into fourth place. Adolf Heinz had to settle for fifth, and Bertie Law there you can just see back in seventh place, and the man who spun earlier, Mark Verhecker from Belgium, is in eighth.
Now we're watching, all eyes are on Hopkins in pole position. Can he jump the start enough to get his car there? He's dragging them, he's got the advantage on the inside, he's moved to block, The BMW's trying around the outside, but Hopkins it is as the Porsche goes wide into the gravel trap, but just manages to get out. That was Ludo Sturkers from Belgium going wide.
And this really is an extremely tight race as they go through the old chicane. Hopkins leads Timo Verton in the Quattro second, the BMW of Harold Martinson in third place.
Once again, a fabulous start for the ex-triple British champion, Trevor Hopkins, who hasn't had too much of a year of it with this RS200 of his, but seems certainly to have got to terms with it now. Look at the cunning old fox there. He's blocking through that corner. He knows exactly what he's doing. Of course, it's still all about time, and he's got to record a fast time, but he was driving that Mad Hatter complex like the old master he is. Watch him slide round this ultra fast. Oh, the BMW gets very crossed up there.
But it made up a lot of ground, Colin.
He's lost a lot of ground.
Yes, Harold Martinson there completely spinning the car, and to look at the way the others were following, he's lost an awful lot of ground. He's down at the back of the set.
And Hopkins goes, gets it straight to Trevor, get it straight.
And he's down into third place. Trevor Hopkins there.
He's catching it. Come on, Trevor, get going. There's the Irishman. 86, Ed Coulton from Ireland. Withdrawal drama in this race, and meanwhile, number 16 is running away with it. Timo Virtanen from Finland has got into the lead. There's Harold Martinson. His BMW appears to have expired, and he's getting out in disgust.
It's not so much expired, Colin. You'll probably notice that these continental drivers, they don't tend to like to continue if they have a problem with their car, such as spinning. You never know what's happened to it. They'd rather save the car and race another day.
Well, that's crazy, isn't it, really? They should keep going, because this is all about points and teamwork and so on.
Well, let's see who's in second place now.
Goes through in first place. Look at Hopkins coming up behind the Porsche. Hopkins has got to now overtake number 45, Ludo Sturkers from Belgium. Come on, Trevor. Great Britain at stake here.
And this is the second place man that we're looking at. We'll pick up.
Where's the battle? Ludo Sturkers, I'm surprised, is staying in front of Trevor Hopkins. I'd have thought Trevor would have the handling advantage over him and would be able to pull past. Let's watch Trevor Hopkins for Great Britain, using every inch of the curbs and a bit more, inventing circuit where circuit wasn't originally designed in his attempt to get back into the leading position he feels is his by right, and indeed was his from this flag.
Well, it's Anders Carlson there, who just shot out of our picture, who's in second place with the Quattro. Virtanen still leads. Quattro first and second.
Trevor. Tuck inside.
He's going to go for it, I think, Colin.
He can't take him there, but he can perhaps get a run onto this. Yes, he can. He's got to run, and he's inside the corner. He's got Ludo Sturkers. Well done, Trevor. An excellent manoeuvre.
And the checkered flag is now ready for Timo Virtanen as we watch.
And can Hopkins grab the one more place?
No, I don't think he can, Colin. So it's the checkered flag, an excellent win for Timo Virtanen. That will make up a few points for the Finnish team. Second place was Anders Carlson, third Trevor Hopkins, and fourth the Porsche of Ludo Sturkers.
No, it's not Ludo Sturkers, because Ludo Sturkers there is Sturk.
Oh dear, oh Colin, did you have to?
He's got a problem, he can't see. That's what his problem is, he can't see. There's Ed Coulton from Ireland coming into finish. So once again, Ireland sneak another point. Well done, Ed. Look at Ed Coulton in his little sunbeam coping with that Porsche, Bill. He's over every curb, he's sideways, he's left, he's right, and he's battling away there for his country. Well done, Ed Coulton. Yes, it's
16 valve, four-wheel drive. A very nice machine. There's number 36, Dan Anderson. On the centre, we've got number 15, Manu Jokinen. Just watch the front wheel there of the Porsche as he drops the clutch. Now,
where is Rennie? Somebody's left on the line, but Mark Rennison's up into second place. He's challenging for the lead. He's got the Porsche sideways. The Porsche surely has lost it. Rennison goes all the way round the outside. That's absolutely fabulous, Mark. Absolutely fantastic. From the very back of the grid, young Mark Rennison. What's 100 brake horsepower? I can do without that. Just storm through.
And just look at the way that he's handling that wheel. I mean, the car is going straight all the time, but the way he's moving that steering wheel around just shows how tricky it is.
He's a very neat, very cool driver, bit of opposite lock on, no sweat, no problem, on the brakes into the Mad Hatter complex.
And that isn't the first time that we've seen Mark Rennison going all the way round those two corners, is it, Colin, to take the lead?
Absolutely not. He does know the circuit well, of course, and we don't want to knock the foreign competitors. Now, can this RS200 make it for the chicane? I doubt it. Look at this Porsche bi-turbo, 600 or 700 brake horsepower of Mano Jokinen. They used to be the ultimate rallycross vehicles, but now he's being harried every inch of the way by number 36, Dan Andersson from Sweden.
And Andersson seems to be able to do what he likes there behind Jokinen. He's able to choose left and right behind the Porsche. I think it's a case of the Porsche is possibly holding him up, I'm not so sure. But having said that, as they came through the old chicane, the Porsche seemed to exit there a lot better. And
well, 700 brake horsepower does tend to grunt a bit, doesn't it?
Yes, but it's still slippery there.
Yes, although the line is drying. As number 36 tries a bit too hard into the Mad Hatter complex. Loses a lot of time. Number 36. Look at them using that curve. That can't be any good, you know. Their little 16-valve Golf is up against that RS200 of Robert Verreken from Belgium, driving this 16-valve Golf very well indeed in these tricky conditions.
Well, Mark Rennison is well clear. He's got a substantial lead now. All he's got to do is to cruise it home. It's still in second place, Mauno Jokinen in Porsche number 17. There is the third place man, Dan Andersson. Robert Verreken in the little Golf is in fourth place.
That Porsche looks very like Rob Gibson's, but Rob's, of course, is not four-wheel drive like this ultimate supercar from Finland. Mauno Jokinen trying to do his bit. Rennison just so smooth and cool. 1 lap to go. Look at the lead he has already with 1 lap to go over the second place man. There he comes, Mauno Jokinen from Finland, coming through in second place. And then third place, we're looking for number 36, Dan Andersson, who has been dropped now but Mauno Jokinen goes very wide onto the weeds there.
And that is the same place where Torsten Ahrens went off and completely cleared the tyres. It really is slippery as they come out of that chicane,
He lost time there,
Colin.
and 36 caught up. Yep. Dan Andersson is definitely closing again on the Porsche, having, with a bit of exuberance, lost him.
That is the fourth placed man, Robert Verreken, as we wait now for Mark Rennison, who's coming up to complete his run. And there is Rennison about to take the checkered flag.
Well done, Mark. Excellent race. And we can start counting the seconds down until you get Mauno Jokinen of Finland coming through in his Porsche number 17. We wait and we wait and we wait, and this just gives an indication of the class of Mark Rennison. As he finishes in second place, we're expecting Dan Andersson third, number 36 in his RS200, and it is. And an excellent drive by the four-wheel drive Golf, Robert Verreken in fourth place.
And on pole position you can see there the distinctive Metro 6R4 of Will Gollop. Now looking back down the times for yesterday's qualifying heats, fastest man was Seppo Niittymaki, but only 0.3 of a second behind him was this Metro 6R4 driven by Will Gollop. And that's an excellent achievement, isn't it, Colin, considering that that Metro is not turbocharged?
That's right, although it's got a large naturally aspirated engine, which makes it a very efficient machine indeed. We've got to look around and guess where his main problems are going to come from. We're looking at Jukka Peltari. I would say that the Mikael Nordstrom RS200 in the centre is the biggest problem. Number 33 from Sweden.
Well, he's
has
the
the red flag, red lights on, green.
And it was Nordstrom that caused the race to be stopped earlier because he went sliding straight off at the end of this corner. He's back in third place at the moment. Will Gollop in the lead, just sliding a little bit as he goes round. Peltari in second.
There's the Norwegian number 75, Dagfinn Larsen, also in a Metro. Dagfinn Larsen getting crossed up all over the place. The Porsche number 15 has pulled away from Michael Nordstrom. So Finland are leading Norway, I'm sorry. The Metro 6R4 trying to come through.
And I think it could have done so there if the
yes, he was
door
blocked off, wasn't
That's
he?
right,
Yeah.
he was blocked. He certainly had the run coming up to it, and you can see how quickly these drivers are completing the lap because they're already into the Mad Hatter Mad Hatter Bends. Gollop coming through to complete his first lap now into the very tight shuttle chicane, over the curbs a little bit.
Over the curbs a little
sliding
bit. Look at that beautiful, beautiful line. That is absolutely glorious.
Well, he showed us how to do it yesterday. He showed us how to do it again today, Colin.
That's not bad of number 33, Mikael Nordstrom, either. He's driving nicely. We are watching some of the best rallycross drivers, all the best rallycross drivers in the world. I would say there's only one missing, isn't there, Bill? And unfortunately, Martin Schanker from Norway couldn't be here today. Nevertheless, the Norwegian team are doing their best, but it's the Finnish team who are in second place to Great Britain at the moment. There is the Norwegian, number 75, Dagfinn Larsen, with his Metro 6R4, trying all he knows to cope with Michael Nordstrom in front of him in the RS200, who in turn is right up the backside of number 17, Manu Jokinen. It's a very close race for second place. It could be anybody's position there still.
Well, Nordstrom appears to be closing. Don't forget, this man, number 33, he used to drive a VW Beetle. He's now in the Ford RS200, and he appears to be closing on Jukka Peltari. Let's see what he can do as they go into the old chicane and down the back straight.
This is where Trevor Hopkins lined up on the Porsche. There you can get some indication of the sheer speed of these cars on the loose surface. An excellent shot there. And the Metro 6R4 is coming round! Can he possibly hold it round that very, very, very fast corner? He nudges his front, he's got crossed up, he's understeered off, he's got the line, he's got the inside, over the curbs. Oh my goodness me.
A beautiful shortcut there, Colin.
Oh my goodness.
Well, he's up into third place, Dagfinn Larsen, but we wonder whether he'll be allowed to hold that third place. I can tell you that Will Gollop is actually circulating just 1 second behind Seppo Niitimäki's time, so Will not quite as quick as the Peugeot driver at the moment.
But all the action here is on the Norwegian, who's come all the way up from the back. Number 75, Dagfinn Larsen, has decided that he's going to do these other Scandinavians, and he's doing everything but drive over them. He's got 3 car lengths down. He caught up a lot last time on Sampson Corner here, the very fast loose right-hander. But the Porsche's just got to drive it set. Gollop wins. But this is the race for second place. Dagfinn Larsen a bit wide there, losing time on number 17, Manu Jokinen in the Porsche. It's a dash for the line. I'm sorry, Peltari, Jukka Peltari, I beg your pardon. Jukka Peltari in second place.
Dagfinn Larsen with the Metro 6R4 in third, Michael Nordstrom fourth. That's number 66. That we're looking at, Lorentzen.
Yes, a brave effort by Denmark here, who, like Ireland, perhaps haven't got the equipment of some of the other supercars, but they're enjoying themselves, and we're very pleased to see them here today. These men are first and second fastest, respectively, and on the inside, the RS200 of British Rallycross Grand Prix winner, Rolf Nilsson from Sweden.
And I believe, Colin, this is the first time that Gollop and Niitimäki have met together in this meeting. They have, of course, raced against each other throughout the year in the European Championship, and it was really good to see Will Gollop finishing there in fourth place overall in the European Championship. But the man who won it is the man on the left of your screen there, Seppo Niitimäki with a Peugeot. Let's just see who gets away first, because don't forget, Gollop has a tremendous line through that first corner.
The starting marshal gets out of the way, the lights go to red. The revs rise, and they're away, green! Gollop, go! Gollop's got, no, it's good, he can't get inside, he's been blocked out by Niitimäki. Now if he tucks inside on the next corner, he's got a chance. No, Niitimäki's a shrewd old driver, he knows all the tricks, and he's got a little bit of a lead now.
Well, Niitimäki and Gollop were certainly together off the line. Gollop did manage to hold him for quite a way, but now Niitimäki is pulling away, or is he? Because Gollop, I think, is still holding on to him, Colin.
Yes, Gollop's going very, very fast indeed round Sampson Corner and into the Mad Hatter complex. Will Gollop will be very, very determined indeed to beat the car in front of him. Now take that shortcut. Hook it left, Will. That's it. That's great. But he can't get the traction down. Niitimäki is only just away, though. These cars are level pegging.
Well, Ole Arneson proved that the Finns are not invincible when he beat...
Watch Will through here. Watch, oh, they're both absolutely superlatively driving through there. Beautiful, beautiful power slides. Gollop right up on the backside, and he's going for it! Gollop has got the line for the chicane. Oh, no, he has to back off. What a pity.
And don't forget, you're watching the man who won the European Championship against the man who came fourth. At the moment, the champion leads, but he's closer this time as Will Gollop than he was to Niittymaki the last time, and he could close even further as they come into the complex.
He really does hook it into that Samson corner, and can he possibly line up? There's really very little chance to overtake along this straight, because the chicane at the end of the straight is so tight. You've really got to be well away. Will Gollop lost a little bit of ground there. There's 2 laps to go, and Seppo Niittymaki is on every curve in the circuit. Both of them in glorious power slides round the very, very fast spar right-hander into checkers. Gollop has back up onto Niittymaki's bumper.
And this is where Gollop was very close before. He's close again, but I don't think he can do it this time because Niittymaki there, or is he? Let's see how much power the Peugeot has. Gollop a lot closer than he was the last 2 laps.
Can he possibly go around the outside of this very fast corner? Can he find a mistake from Niittymaki into the Mad Hatter complex? Get inside him, Will! Give him a nudge even. Whatever it needs. I shouldn't say that. Rallycross is a non-contact sport. 1 lap to go. Will Gollop seems to lose a bit coming out onto the short corners. The Fleet Peugeot 205-16 being just that little bit more manageable.
And it's still Rolf Nilsson, meanwhile, in 3rd place, who's only just gone over the finish line.
3rd place is forgotten in the excitement of this challenge for the lead. Gollop been dropped very slightly, but doing everything he can to catch up again.
I don't know if he can do it now, Colin, because he has lost considerable ground over the lead. And there is Niittymaki going away into the distance. Here he is, that Peugeot bouncing over the loose as they come into the...
But this is where Gollop makes it all back again. He's slow out of these slow corners, but he's ever so fast on those fast right-handers.
And it seems to take an age as they drift round that corner. But where is Gollop? There is Gollop. No, he's not close enough. As a flash of flame indicates the gear change from Seppo Niittymaki. So the Finns win that one as Seppo Niittymaki takes a checkered flag. Second, once again, it's Britain. And we look a long way back now to Rolf Nilsson, who should be coming through. That is Francois Monton. There is Nilsson in the front, followed by Arild Martinsson in the BMW. Obviously has resolved his gearbox problems, and 5th place went to Francois Monton. There is Michael Shield. Oh, Shield has already won his first race today. Let's see what he can do now. He's got a Porsche and a Quattro with him.
And it's the competitive Metro which goes flying through the outside. Now, was that not the Norwegian car, Bill, surely, was it? 75 is Dagfinn Larsen from Norway. So the Norwegian follows the Swede, number 34, Sven Lestander, Porsche in 4th place, and Michael Shield has got it all to do from 4th place.
Well, Sven Lestander's still in the lead, but he's got that Metro right behind him. Jukka Peltari, number 15, has to settle 3rd. Where is Michael Shield? He seems to have dropped back. No, there is Shield. And he must have gone streaking past that Porsche, Colin, because he really was nowhere in the picture.
And he's right up to 3rd place and very, very closely challenging for 2nd. He's over that curve. They're all jumping the curves, and he's got the line. Can he get the power down for the chicane? No, the Norwegian Metro 6R4 of Dagfinn Larsen has got it, but I wouldn't give anything for Dagfinn Larsen's chances of holding it there against the way young Michael Shield is driving at the moment. The Porsche has recovered some ground over that tarmac section, but it's certainly on this loose bit that Michael Shield uses the power of this product of Austin Rover. The 2 Metro 6R4s locked in battle for 2nd place. Sven Lance, the Quattro of Sven Lestander is well away.
And Shield lost an awful lot of ground there when he went very wide coming out of the old chicane. He's got it all to do again, but I'm sure it won't be long before he catches up Larsen's Metro. In fact, he's almost with him now, and I think Larsen possibly held up Shield as they came through here the last time. Let's just see where he is.
Jukka Peltari there is trying to get on terms with the Fleet 6R4s. There's the leader going through. There's the 2nd man. There's the 3rd man. Michael Shield driving a much more racing line round there than the chuck it sideways and hope you catch it of the Scandinavians.
Well, he's certainly closing up, Colin.
Yes, it seems to be working. A very smooth racing line from Michael Shield. Lap and a half to go, and he's now back, and he's on the inside. Now he's got to drive this next corner, Samson corner, faster than the Norwegian to get right up on terms at Mad Hatter Complex. That's Samson corner, on the brakes into the Mad Hatter Complex. Inside him, he's got it. That's it, keep going, Michael. Oh my goodness me, honestly, they're inventing circuit.
That's the second time that Larson has taken that shortcut, Colin. He did it before, he's done it again in this race. Michael Shield will not be happy about that. They've only got one lap to go.
And Michael Shield has certainly decided to throw it sideways there, but he's throwing it sideways in the wrong place. Michael, get it back on the circuit. Keep going, keep the power on, well done. It's still in fourth place. He's only given away one place to Jukka Peltari, who was threatening him from behind with a Porsche anyway. No, what's happened there? Peltari's taken the Metro. The Metro, apparently, I'm told, came off the track, and Peltari has gone from fourth up into third, and now demoted again as a furious tag. Finn Larson, absolutely livid with himself, chucks it back past the Porsche. Michael Shield could still take Peltari back again, round into the Mad Hatter Complex. Peltari's going, could he take out, all of them taking that shortcut. It's a dive for the flag. Peltari's got, no, he hasn't got the power down. And it's third place as Peltari goes off to the right. Young Michael Shield manages to get back into third place.
Well, that was tremendous, Colin, as Sven Lestander took a win there with the Quattro, with everybody there was watching that race for second place. This is the race to line for fourth, and in fact number 54 there gets it. That's Peter Bohm in the Porsche for Germany. That is Jukka Peltari. He can't see where he's going. He's having to stand half out of the car. There in front of him is the man that managed to snatch that third place for him, and just doing so regained a point for Britain.
We've got Trevor Hopkins there on the second row, just in the red and white RS200, so British interest on Trevor Hopkins, Irish interest with Kenny McKinstry as the flags go to green. Hopkins coming through, come on Trevor, force your way through. The brakes go on first on Trevor Hopkins's car. He's missing, they're 6R4 straight the way through the gravel trap, all the way around the outside. Kenny McKinstry says, thanks very much, chum, and jumps inside.
McKinstry in fourth place at the moment. Meanwhile, Hopkins there, still behind Pekka Rantanen, looking for a way through, but it isn't, and so it's Finland leads, Great Britain second. Who's in third place? Let's just see if we can pick them up. Meanwhile, we're back with the leader.
And of course, this leadership contest is also the points contest, because Britain and Finland are well away. Pekka Rantanen knows he must beat the RS200 behind him to keep another point gained advantage for Finland. 35 behind Trevor is the fleet car of Anders Carlson, the Quattro.
And as they complete the first lap there, Carlson trying to get past Trevor Hopkins. Oh, and Hopkins there losing it, going straight over the chicane. The curves there at the chicane after the finish.
Let me tell you, Bill, that the curves are very, very large lumps of concrete indeed, and to jump them ain't no fun.
And Andrew Nerby in the Metro has managed to get back in front of Kenny McKinstry, but I think he went. I saw him there at the back of the circuit.
We've got Hopkins still tracking Pekka Rantanen. The Audi four-wheel drive from Germany, number 52, driven by Peter Röhrig, is off. He was looking good in practice, but not so good now. And still Kenny McKinstry from Ireland manages to play an absolute blinder, keeping away the ultimate, much more powerful Metro 6R4 with his normally aspirated, although four-wheel drive, self-built Ford Escort. The Metro 6R4 is trying everything to get past, but he won't do it there.
Well, you may have noticed there that we have in fact lost Carlson. Anders Carlson has disappeared. There is Hopkins. There is Kenny McKinstry.
Kenny McKinstry looks in a bit of trouble there. No, I just saw him go out of shot, but he manages to hold it. Hopkins still trying. McKinstry is right up with Hopkins, look, Bill. He really is driving superbly. The experienced rally man.
There is McKinstry. Meanwhile, there's the leader. There is Hopkins. Where is Kenny McKinstry?
There's
There he is.
McKinstry. He's driving a superb race. It's still about times in this part of the series. The Metro 6R4 is looking for any way round he can possibly find, but McKinstry solemnly balks him at every point, gets the power down. The Metro's going to have a nudge and a wing, but still McKinstry isn't fazed by that, and McKinstry bravely goes for the chicane. Absolutely superb.
And Hopkins there had an almighty moment. He was right with Pekka Rantanen, and meanwhile McKinstry also catching, and Hopkins is out. Hopkins has dropped back. I don't know if he's pulling off, but he's certainly dropped back a long way, and in fact Trevor Hopkins has pulled out. So McKinstry for Ireland in second place.
And very sad news for Great Britain this, because it means Finland had closed the gap by an enormous advantage. Pekka Rantanen taking first place here, by my calculation, Bill, will put Finland back into first place over Great Britain, and Kenny McKinstry here in second place will do no harm whatsoever to Ireland's chances. Kenny McKinstry keeping at bay the might of the Norwegian Metro 6R4. Can he make it to the flag? Oh, the Metro 6R4 finally finds a way round the car of Ken McKinstry, and is he going to stop it before the corner? He looks as if he wasn't going to for a minute. Well, that was a fine drive from Kenny, really keeping a far more powerful car at bay right until the very last minute.
And they're now coming forward, number 31, Olli Arnesson. Colin, this must be a superb race there with Olli Arnesson, the Swedish ace, and Mark Rennison, the British champion, and of course, yes, number 12, Matti Alamäki in that fabulous Lancia.
What a treat for the crowd, and what a treat for us on Screen Sport, because here we have three types of motor car, two European champions and a British champion. Now there's the Audi, Golf four-wheel drive, 16 valve, number 46 of Robert Brecken from Belgium. Inside him we have Thor Holm from Norway.
And we also have in this one Torsten Ahrens, who was the one that jumped the tyres, Colin, earlier in the other Golf.
It survived that, has it? My goodness me, I'm impressed with that. But this man, Matti Alamäki, was European champion last year. Reckoned he was going to win it with this superb X-Factory Lancia this year, but had to give best to Seppo Niittymaki. Now, the problem is, Bill, that this man, Mark Rennison, on whom all British hopes rest, is down on power considerably compared with the others. I don't think he's going to make it into the first corner. He's going to have to give best to the two supercars in front of him, and then overtake.
Arnesson has already beaten this man, Matti Alamäki, in the last race. Let's see what happens here. Will Rennison try and hold his advantage, or will he wait? No, he seems to be going for it, but Matti Alamäki there blocking Rennison. Arnesson on the outside.
There's no doubt as who they're afraid of, seeing how they blocked out Rennie there. But and Mark is certainly in second place, and a good second place. He's forced him out. Can he do it? No, he can't do it there. Yes, he can. Take some of that. Young Mark Rennison has learned how to drive this car in no uncertain terms. He just shrugs aside the European champion, ex-European champion.
And you could see there, Colin, how those body panels really do take the impact, because you just cannot see it on the front of Rennison's car. And he did hit that Lancia fairly hard, didn't he?
Oh, he just gave him a little nudge, Bill.
Well,
that's all in the spirit of the sport. But as you say, these Kevlar panels, they've got a knack of remembering their position. And Arnesson is coming up past Alamäki. Arnesson is challenging Alamäki again. So Rennison, we hope, is a way for Britain to... Oh, and now Alamäki enjoys a little jump over those foot-high curves, trying to keep away Arnesson. Thor Holm is right up there with Arnesson as well. It's a race for second place, as young Mark Rennison, having got past... There, 65 has tried it again. Once again, John Christensen of Denmark tries to jump the tires, but this time he hasn't got a Porsche to launch himself off. It's a red flag. It's had to stop. That's a tragedy. Mark Rennison's going to have to do it again.
Well, Colin, that's the other Golf this time that tried to go over the tires. It was Torsten Ahrens before that tried it for Germany. This time the Danish driver has attempted it, but the tires obviously didn't give. Rerun of the earlier race that had to be stopped when one of the Golfs attempted to vault the tyres for a second time. On the front of the grid, Mark Rennison.
And Renison has got to beat this man in the red Lancia again, who gets a cracking start. Renison also goes off like a tornado. I don't know where he found the power for that, Bill. He went straight into the lead and didn't need to elbow aside the former European champion.
Well, the first time he went off in this race, he had to find some way round number 12 there, Matti Alamäki, right at this point. This time, of course, he made sure of getting into the lead as they came off the line, made the best of his inside position, and he's away. Let's see if he can hold him off, because right behind Matti Alamäki is the Swedish ace, Olli Arnesson.
Look, Renison isn't caring about Alamäki behind him. This man is going for a time. He really is putting everything into it. Arnesson's going through inside Alamäki, but can't quite make it, has to back off, tries again that alternative bit of circuit, gets the power down.
This is where he did it.
Arnesson from Alamäki. Arnesson gets the power down into the chicane, powers it through. Renison's going to have to go some to keep this man at bay. Look at that superlative slide round the corner. Renison's giving it absolutely everything. He's definitely going only for time with his underpowered engine, having blown up his best racing engine in practice. He's got an advantage now of perhaps 4 car lengths. Look inside the cockpit, everything is happening. The guy's really whizzing around that wheel, changing his gears fast, absolutely everything he can do. And Alamäki is back up on Arnesson's tail. Alamäki does not like giving ground. Here are 2 people who have won the European Championship.
Well, Arnesson beat Alamäki in the last race. Alamäki really doesn't like it, having the Quattro in front of him for a second time. That Lancia really should be out in the lead by now. It was absolutely storming around this circuit today. But there he is, down in 3rd place.
And not looking as if he can do anything about Arnesson to me. Look at that fantastic slide from the young superstar Mark Renison. No answer to it from these former European champions.
You can see there the way that Alamäki's front wheels turn from one lock to the other, keeping that car absolutely on the limit, sliding beautifully. But there is Olli Arnesson, the man in 2nd place. Can he do anything about Mark Renison? Mark Renison determined to take those points back for Britain, because we do need them after John Welsh having spun earlier.
And of course Arnesson doing us a favour here, because, oh my, you're making my heart pulse. Arnesson keeping the Finn 1 pace further back, which gives another point for Great Britain. I don't really think Alamäki's taking very good lines there, Bill. He is jumping the curbs all the time. That's not the quick way.
The Swede and the Finn both going very slow around some of these corners compared to Renison, who right on cue. I mean, he must have been going totally sideways into that corner.
I'm dying 1,000 deaths watching him. He's absolutely brilliant, but I've 1 inch too much on this, and he's going to be round and emulate John Welsh's spin. Look at him working away in the cockpit there. This really is the discovery of the year, this young man. Won every round of the British Rallycross Championship to make himself British champion, but has not done so well against the Scandinavians in European racing.
Not at all. Alamäki there, still in 3rd place, appears to have given up the chase. There's no way he's going to catch Olli Arnesson, let alone the leader. There is the leader, Mark Renison, coming through, takes the checkered flag. Another very good win, and certainly much appreciated points for the British team. 2nd place Olli Arnesson, 3rd Matti Alamäki in the Lancia, 4th Thor Holm in the RS200.
And the start for the 3rd round is headed off by Timo Virtanen, followed by Dimi Mavropoulos, who is trying to line up for 1st place. Go for it, Dimi. If you can tuck inside here, right on his backside, he's got number 33, Michael Nordstrom, who's already been off once. Dimi Mavropoulos holding 2nd place there, but at the moment it's the Finn Virtanen who is away, Timo Virtanen in his Audi Quattro.
Well, Dimi is still there with him, and in fact Dimi isn't letting the Finnish driver get away.
He's doing everything he can to catch up, but Virtanen's no fool with this Quattro. He's been very successful in Finnish Rallycross, and Dimi Mavropoulos hasn't got an answer for him at the moment. Indeed, must drive protectively to stop Mikael Nordstrom from Sweden coming past him. He can afford to give away the 1 point of the Finnish guy in front of him, but he's got to try and protect that 2nd position after the unfortunate circumstance where Trevor Hopkins had to retire from the 2nd round.
And Nordstrom really giving Dimi a hard time there. You can see how that Quattro is sliding, the RS200 right there behind it, and Dimi must be working like mad at the wheel.
Yes, Timmy's driving very well indeed. He's having to really use his brain. He's got to keep the car on a smooth, tight line and not allow Mikael Nordstrom to get his nose in front anywhere, and yet he also wants to make ground on the guy in front of him. Probably the sensible thing to do is to let the guy in front, Patari, go and just make sure he defends that second position. It is a team event. Number 33 very close inside there, switching into the legitimate line, whereas the RS200 uses an illegitimate line and goes past into the second place. Once past,
and Dimmy's slowing. Dimmy suddenly braked very, very hard as he came over the line. I think he might have had a problem with visibility, Colin, as Nordstrom went past him. There is Dimmy, and he was as if he stood on the brakes. The nose of the Quattro dived.
You can't see it very easily on the screen, but his wipers have definitely cleared a very large area for him. There it goes again. And now you can start to see the driver through the screen, which you honestly couldn't see before. So Dimi Mavropoulos was obviously blacked out when number 33, Mikael Nordstrom, came past. They're going to have to do something about marking that corner there, Bill.
That's right. I believe there's only one marker on the circuit. I was hearing during the driver's briefing yesterday, there is only one marker, but if you go the wrong side of it, you'll need to have gone off the track, yes.
And if you do tuck left and get your power down early, you get a distinct advantage.
And that is Paul Kumpen in the Porsche, number 41. He's closing just a little bit on Dimmy, and this is the car that Francois Monton will be using for the Grand Prix at Brands Hatch.
This is the Belgian champion in a four-wheel drive bi-turbo Porsche. Beautiful looking motor car, also sponsored by Autoglass. Just taking the curves there, not being worried by it at all. Mavropoulos in a secure third place. That's still good for Britain. Irish hopes in sixth place with Eddie Coulson, number 86 in his Lotus Sunbeam, as we watch the second place man, number 33, closing on the leader. Number 33 is definitely closing on the Audi Quattro, but not in time as the finish takes the checkered flag from number 33 in second place, Mikael Nordstrom. And here is the third place man for Great Britain, Dimi Mavropoulos. Right. Meanwhile, back at the back, Ed Coulton's sixth place is under extreme threat from the Danish challenge number 66, Lorentzen, and the Volvo number 74 from Norway, Bjorn Kopperud, is being blocked out. Can he make it to the line? Everybody's trying to get their power down. Ed Coulton it is, from Ireland, who takes an excellent place with his Lotus Sunbeam.
Well, that concludes the qualifying heats. And as the drivers get ready for those finals, let's go over to Julie in the paddock, who's been talking to some of the competitors.
Well, Francois, I understand that you actually retired at the early part of 1987, so why are you here now?
Yeah, I think the people don't like me to be on a rest period, I suppose, and I still have my supporters team in Belgium, who's always been a very good sponsor for me personally. And they're still existing even when I stopped rallycrossing last year after my 10th title of Belgian champion. But they still collected a little money, and then for the last race in Belgium they tried to get John Smith's car over to the continent, and that's what they did. And then John was, I think, so satisfied about this that he presented me his car to do the race here in Croft for the Inter-Nations Cup, because he was not selected, I think, for the British team, because he was racing most of the time on the continent, I suppose.
John, we saw you give Mark Renison a run for his money up at Cadwell Park a while ago, and that was the first time, I believe, that you used your new car.
Yes, it was the first time out. We've been building it over all of this year and also running the other X-Track as well. So we were very pleased with how the results went. It was a little bit of a fluky win up there because obviously Mark's car's fully sorted and developed, and we were pleased to be able to give him a run for his money again.
Well, the other car you have is an Escort. For the benefit of the viewers that don't know a lot about cars, perhaps you can tell us how you feel this one's, going to improve your standard.
Yeah. Well, what the main difference is, the Escorts, we designed them 4 or 5 years ago, and they've run virtually in the same form. Kind of Martin Shanker and myself have developed them right up to a year ago. But there's fairly fundamental things you have to do. You require a slightly bigger engine, which gives a lot more torque. You need a lot more steering lock, which is one of the things the old Escorts were a little bit short on. Power steering, and of course the the Group B cars coming into it, they brought the very, very sophisticated suspension. So what with this car that Opel designed for their Group S development, which was cancelled by FISA, they'd gone through the same tracks and really built some super suspension. And all we've got to do now is learn how to use it and adapt it to rallycross. We're a little bit towards it at the moment, but it's going to take about 3 months to actually make the car work.
Ollie, how do you think that the Swedish team are going to perform this weekend?
I hope we do it well this weekend, because the weather you have here in England are nearly the same as we have in Sweden. It's a little bit colder at home, but I think it's better for us when.
So you're used to this cold and icy mornings then?
Yes, we have done a lot of races in that temperature.
How many times at home do you race a week? Or a month?
We are racing nearly every Sunday in the summer season, but in the winter we are not making so many races. It's a little holiday now from to Christmas, but then it's starting again on the ice.
And are the rallycross circuits any different in Sweden than what they are in England?
The circuits in Sweden are going up and down very much. We are jumping a lot. The car are half the time in the air.
So you've got a lot of hills to go up and down then?
Yes, we have.
Tor, we're standing in front of your RS200 here, and I understand it used to be actually a rally car. Is that right?
Yeah, this is one of the old rally car. Carl Grundel was the one driving it, and I bought it last November from Ford.
Well, of course, these cars and many other fast cars were banned from rallying because they thought it was too dangerous. Now they're being used for rallycross. Have you had to do anything special to them to bring them up to rallycross standard?
Yes, of course. You know, I was driving in England last winter, and during that period of time we rebuilt the car. This car has been proving itself very suitable for rallycross after modifications, and that we did last season here.
So it's really going well and you're really pleased?
I am pleased with the car. In the Norwegian Championship and in the European Championship I did quite well. I could have done better, but luck wasn't quite on my side the last part of the series. So
this allows us to go through the lineup. As you can see, they're all abreast now. They're not staggered on the grid anymore. It's Michael Shield for Britain, Ole Arneson for Sweden, Pekka Rantanen for Finland, Andrew Nerby for Norway, and Peter Rohrig for Germany.
Rohrig got an excellent start there, but it's the power of the Quattro which is going away with number 14, the Finnish driver Pekka Rantanen in his RS200 in second place.
Well, you could see some of the fiberglass there flying all over the place. There was a little bit of leaning on each other there, and Michael Shield, he was on the inside, but I'm sure that Ole Arneson pulled through and just blocked him. He's down into 4th place.
And we've seen before the very fast Metro 6R4 of Andrea Nerby from Norway doing tremendous stuff here. The car is a full spec European one, and indeed Michael Shields is also a very excellently prepared car with all the right bits in it. And Michael is having a go around the outside. He's forcing an outside line. He will presumably try and tuck it inside then. He's not been lucky. He's not been lucky. He's doing all the right things, but the drivers in front of him know the tricks as well. Number 14, Pekka Rantanen with the RS200 being challenged by 71, Andrea Nerby, Metro 6R4 from Norway. Michael Shields tracking the pair of them, waiting and watching for his opportunity as he understeers furiously round the corner to get the faster line into checkers, which really works, as you see, tucked right under the tail of number 71, Andrea Nerby from Norway. He can't possibly overtake there. All he can do is line himself up for a better run. He unfortunately just lost it there, but Michael Shield is learning tactics. He's very young yet. He hasn't done much racing. Certainly hasn't had much competition against these Europeans, Bill.
Well, they've still got some 4 laps to go, and Michael Shield, you can see if you get off the line there how much distance you lose. Michael Shield again very slowly trying to sort out the best way round that corner.
Andrew Nerby has pushed the RS200 aside, just managed to hold the place, but Britain needs a win for Andrea Nerby. If we can't get Michael Shield up in front, we need Andrea Nerby to overtake the RS200, number 14, Pekka Rantanen, to take the points away from the Finns.
Well, Olli Arnesson long gone, so the race really is for second place between Pekka Rantanen and Andrea Nerby. Don't forget Michael Shield is in there as well.
We're reminded, of course, as we rather chauvinistically back the British, that Screen Sport enjoys viewers from all over Europe. I hope foreign viewers of Screen Sport will forgive our chauvinism slightly, but we really are, in this instance, backing Norway at this moment in time, although Michael Shields is looking to take that position away from Andrea Nerby if he possibly can. I don't really think Andrea Nerby is under attack. Andrea Nerby is mounting an assault on Pekka Rantanen. He's not worrying too much about Michael Shield. He's trying to do something about this flying RS200 in front of him.
Well, Michael Shield there actually appears to be falling back.
And there he goes. Has he got the line? Yes, he has. He's got the inside of the corner. If he can possibly hold that. Yes, he's got it. He's got it. That was a superb bit of driving by Andrea Nerby. He hung back, waited for his opportunity, went for the corner, forced the RS200 wide, and is through to give a valuable point for Norway.
Meanwhile, Colin, Olli Arnesson, the leader, he's just overtaken the last man, Peter Roerig, and in just 3.5 laps, he's actually lapped the last place man.
And here we have Michael Shields trying to go right round the outside. He's quite well placed there if he can get the power down, but he's on the tricky wet stuff.
He had to brake very hard, didn't he?
Yes, he's now, can he emulate the tactic of Andrea Nerby at this next corner? He can't possibly overtake there. He's got to back off, wait for the chicane. He's got to come through there, hang back, and try and tuck inside him. Peter Roerig has spun from Germany. He's right in the way, completely spoiled Michael's chance of having a run there as we were describing. He's got to build up that manoeuvre all over again.
And don't forget, though, they've got a couple of extra laps to do in these finals, so Michael Shield, it's not all lost. He can still try and get past Pekka Rantanen. If he does, it'll be a marvellous achievement, because Britain do need those extra points to stay in the lead. Don't forget, they came third 2 years ago in the Inter-Nations Cup. They were second last year. We're just hoping that this year they'll win.
He's trying it again, he's trying it again. Now, if he can keep his nose there, he's done it. Push, push, push. No, Pekka Rantanen is not to be. He's got the chance. He's got the chance. He's through. Michael Shield takes the point from Pekka Rantanen. He's got 1 lap to go, and the crowd here at this Croft Rallycross circuit are going wild, cheering on the young Northeasterner who has just put it over the Norwegian leader. I'm sorry, not the leader. He's number 3 in the Finnish team. I'm getting it all wrong at the moment. There's Olli Arnesson, the leader, who is coming up to lap another back marker.
Well, he's lapped him once already, Colin, because that's Peter Roerig. He lapped him earlier before he spun, then Roerig spun again.
Now Roerig is out of order there. That's absolutely ridiculous.
I think that's what he's doing. He's slowing him down, Colin, because I believe that was the reason that Roerig spun.
Well, I think he deserves to spin if he does that sort of tactic in front of a superstar like Olli Arnesson. But here we have Michael Shield finishing in third place. Second place.
Third place is Andrea Nerby in second place. Third, Michael Shield. Pekka Rantanen was fourth. And Torsten Arends. The Golf, you can just see there on the right-hand side of your picture, the nose just coming into your picture. He's the one that went over the tyres. Let's hope he doesn't do it again. And viewers might be wondering why some of these drivers are in these finals again. It's all tactics. You've got to try and guess which
Welsh gets the start. Welsh gets the start. He's got a foot on Alamarki. That foot could be crucial. He moves across the block, and Welsh takes the lead. Welsh takes the lead. Alamarki tries to come inside him. Alamarki blocks him out of the next corner. Welsh has got to duck inside Martinson. He does so. He's got the position again. He takes the run for the chicane. Can he push him aside? Yes, he can push him aside. He gets the chicane. That was absolutely classic stuff. Both drivers knew exactly what they were doing. Rallycross is meant to be a non-contact sport, but if somebody tries to move inside you like that, you've got to just elbow them out, and this Kevlar bodywork is designed to do that. Now, Alamarki, he'll be coolly calculating. He won't be all angry and upset with Welsh. He knows exactly what's happening. He'll be trying now to close the gap, and will be trying, if he can, to get a little bit of a nudge back. Both these drivers, very experienced European campaigners. Welsh, who carried the British banner in Europe for many years before we got our supercars to produce the tremendous results that the British drivers are producing these days. He was the only Brit carrying the banner in Europe. He's raced against these people for some 10 years of his life, and now Alamaki, former European champion, has got to find an answer to this excellently prepared Vauxhall Opel experimental four-wheel drive car.
Well, with each corner, Colin, John Welsh there pulls out a little bit more of a lead over Matti Alamaki. And don't forget that Alamaki also managed to elbow his way round John Welsh in the first instance. So neither driver giving up anything at all there. And you can see that as some drivers like Alamaki, they're bouncing over the curbs. It is actually losing them a little bit of ground. So that is not doing the Finnish driver any good whatsoever.
Yes, because John Welsh actually understeered out into the mucky stuff on Mad Hatter then. He's got to keep his act together. It's very hard to drive from the front like this, especially with a driver like Alamaki behind you. You're going to be having to go hard into the corner, but you're equally going to be that bit concerned that a little bit too much exuberance, the adrenaline will take over, and round you go. And then it's all thrown away. So it's absolutely knife-edge stuff here on a very tricky, loose surface. And John Welsh is flying the banner for Great Britain excellently with a brilliantly driven drive by Matti Alamaki behind. Take nothing away from him being in second place. John once again goes wide onto that. Alamaki tries to tuck inside. I think I'd like to see John taking a tighter line there.
Certainly. Meanwhile, whilst we watch the leaders, it's Arild Martinsen in the BMW is third. Rolf Nielsen is a very close fourth, but we're back with the leaders there.
Yes, the action's all with the leaders here. It really is nip and tuck. Welsh has only got to make the tiniest of mistake, but we'll see what the gap is right the way back to third position. We've got 3 laps to go, and there's Martinsen desperately trying to keep Nielsen at bay with the BMW M3, and Nielsen tucking inside him. That's the way to do it. That's the right line.
This is where the race is really on now, it appears, because Martinsen there trying very hard to hold Rolf Nielsen back, and I should think, Colin, I wouldn't be surprised to see Nielsen getting by before the end of the race. They've still got a few laps to go, and the way that Martinsen is throwing that car about, it won't be long, but let's see.
Alamaki's right up on the backside of Welsh. Welsh having to keep his cool, keeping that together. It's very, very easy from behind. All you've got to do is wait for the guy in front to make a mistake, and the guy in front is setting the pace.
And he closed up an awful lot there, did Alamaki. Meanwhile, I'm told that Nielsen has got by Martinsen for third.
But here we've got a desperately exciting race in first and second place. Welsh has just got to keep his act together. He's all right as long as he blocks the line. He takes a little bit out of Alamaki there. He runs rather deep into Mad Hatter Complex and gives Alamaki a chance to catch up with him. But as long as he stay on the brake stop, stay on the brake, stay inside. Alamaki tucks inside, nudges him aside. That's what Alamaki's been waiting for. Alamaki takes the lead again. John goes straight the way over the corner, takes it back, gives him a little nudge. They're both oscillating sideways. Welsh knows exactly what he's doing. 1 lap to go. The Kevlar bodywork of John Welsh, the bonnet is up, but that won't phase him. He's throwing it into the corner sideways. He's got the line. Welsh has got the line. Can he tuck inside on this corner? Not quite. He's trying his all, giving it everything he knows. Alamaki and John Welsh, 2 of the most experienced European in the business. Welsh has still got the chance. Now Alamaki's got it all to do from the front. He's got to protect the line, stop Welsh getting an advantage. It's half a lap to go. Round here, Welsh is slowing. Welsh is slowing dramatically. Can he make the line? Now we've got a problem.
Could he have a puncture, Colin?
He could have a puncture indeed. He's had a lot of
visibility, the way the screen is being cleared.
Well, he's certainly safe in second as long as he can crawl over the line. We've got to give best to Alamaki in this run, which is good for Finland. John Welsh takes second place. Now cut back to the third place competition. We gather there's Nielsen, who's taken the third place away from Arild Martinsen, and the BMW M3 is nowhere in sight, Bill.
You can just see the Metro 6R4 of Dagfinn Larsen. That is certainly
That's
one to
another
watch.
worry car, isn't it? Yes, Dagfinn Larsen has done wonders with his car. Mavropoulos is in third.
And it's Rolf Nielsen and Larsen who's going in there. Dagfinn Larsen trying to hold it round the corner. Will he do it?
If Dimmy can get tucked in there, he'll have second place. And he does indeed.
And
he's got first place. He's got first place. Dimmy, hold it together. That is absolutely fantastic.
Well, we definitely need the points, because at the moment, with their last two results, Finland have taken over the lead. They've got some 70 points to Britain's 69.
Bit of fiberglass going flying there, Bill. I'm not quite sure what it came off or where it came from. But Dimmy Mavropoulos has got his nose in front, and if he can only hold it there, but as I said earlier on, it is very, very hard indeed to drive from the front. The Nissan Cherry stops there, the 16-valve Nissan Cherry, German driver.
And as they come round to complete the first lap, it's still Dimmy in the lead, but they're all very closed up as Larsen there tries to take the RS200. No chance.
Nielsen's in the tires. Nielsen's in the tires. But he just lose the place yet.
Well,
No.
I don't know how he did that, Colin, because he just kept going, didn't he?
Well, he just bounced straight off it and kept his foot buried. Just imagine the bravery of a guy who sees himself going to the side and still keeps his foot buried in the accelerator. But
well, we've seen two cars going over there. It's I wouldn't have liked to have been in the driving seat.
no, I certainly wouldn't. But Bill, from the British point of view, this excellent result from Dimmy Mavropoulos, with a Swede and a Norwegian behind him, means I'm asking myself, where is the Finn in this race? We've got...
Well, it's Jukka Peltari that we're looking for. If we can see a white and yellow Porsche coming into the picture, that's where it'll be. But certainly he's nowhere in view at the moment. Meanwhile, Larsen, they're trying to go up round the outside of the RS200.
He can't do it there, I don't believe it. Oh, he's going to have to go over the curbs. Yes, both of them have it. The chicane there just does not allow for overtaking.
And the Porsche is just behind these two, in fact. There he is. So the Porsche of Jukka Peltari is in fourth place at the moment.
Well, we don't really want anything to happen to the Norwegian and Swedish challenge as they try to bash each other apart. There's me being nationalistic again.
Apologies to our Scandinavian viewers, certainly.
I hope our Scandinavian viewers are enjoying this tremendous display of exotic machinery as much as we are here.
And the Metro there has suddenly dropped back, didn't he, Colin?
Yes, and number 32 is going slowly too. Rolf Nielsen, perhaps he knows the challenge has gone and knows he can't possibly overtake the leading car of Dimmy Mavropoulos. We've got 3 laps to go though. These are long races, relatively speaking, for Rallycross. They've got a lot more time in the car than they normally have, with just 3.5 lap sprints. 6 laps is almost twice the time in the car.
Well, I think, Colin, that it would be safe to say that at this point, halfway through the race, that Rolf Nielsen has appeared to have given up chasing Dimmy Mavropoulos. He certainly isn't making any impression on him, and he doesn't appear to be going that fast, does Rolf?
No, both of them have slowed down. He's certainly got a bit of fiberglass missing from the back. I'd like to see that back left-hand tyre. It looks to me as if he's got a flat back left-hand tyre, in which case, if he's dragging that around, maybe the Metro has as well. Can you, that back left?
No, it looked all right as it came past our screens. There is the Metro of Larsen, who's closing right up. The piece of material you can see there off the car, that is actually part of one of the stickers.
That back left-hand tyre is not well. It's all right most of the place, Bill, but it seems to be flat at the bottom.
That's well said. Yes, you have to remember, of course, that these tyres can look as if they're perfectly okay when the weight of the car is on the opposite corner. So, in fact, a tyre can actually be flat and yet look perfectly okay.
But certainly number 75's tyres, Dagfinn Larsen, seems to have gone off. It looks as if he's overheated something because he's not able to hold the car on the line that he was able to. Maybe he also has got a puncture problem, because these two certainly have been bashing the daylights out of each other. He's very late on his braking through into there. And look what he's caught up, having been late on his braking. No, there's definitely a problem there. He's having to go very, very slowly there. And the Metro 6R4 is going to challenge. But now, oh, challenge, goodness me, goes straight over the curb. The Metro 6R4 takes the position, and I am absolutely certain that Rolf Nielsen has got a problem there. He is too good a driver to allow that to happen.
Certainly, and they've only got 1 lap to go. Just see some of the smoke there coming off the back of the RS200. I don't know if that is from the engine. It could be from bodywork on the tyre.
We want him to hold this 3rd place because he gives us Great Britain another point over Finland. The challenge is between Finland and Great Britain. Finland the winners last year, but not allowed to host it this time because they hosted it when they won it in their home country.
Well, there is the leader, Dimmy Mavropoulos.
The checker flag is ready for him.
2nd place, Dagfinn Larsen in the Metro 6R4. Let's see if he makes a run at the finish. He really hasn't got enough time in which to do so. Nilsson's still there, smoking like mad, and there is Jukka Peltari in the Porsche.
The Porsche will be scenting blood as the Dimi Veropoulos takes the position, followed very closely indeed by Dagfinn Larsen, who made up a lot of ground. Third place to Rolf Nilsson, and Jukka Peltari for Finland coming in fourth place, which by my quick calculation, Bill, puts Britain back in the lead. Tony Nisbet, the team manager, has done a good job here, because I don't really see any competition to Will Gollop winning this, and Will Gollop indeed gets away. The Finnish driver, number 16, Timo Virtanen, does his best, but has to drop into second position. And there's a bit of nudging going on between the quattro of number 35 Swedish driver.
It's Anders Carlson and Tor Holm there, and Carlson spins, yes, one of the Porsches.
Pushes the Porsche off to the left. The Porsche there had to take evasive action and go off, but it's Gollop in the lead. From Finland, Timo Virtanen in second place. Gollop, we're really getting very dark and very foggy here as we come to the last two races on this winter evening. Virtanen being caught there by number 72, Tor Holm. Tor Holm, who's taking every shortcutting fine to try and get on terms.
And Colin, you can just see there, if you look at the RS200, the back of his bonnet is actually loose, and the speeds these cars go at, I wouldn't be surprised if that comes off altogether shortly. There are 5 laps to go. They've just completed the first one.
Well, there's a few bobs worth of bodywork there, and I hope for his sake it manages, but he's got an air brake. Goodness, that's not going to be helping him at all. He probably doesn't know it's going on. It's possible he could be black flagged for that, Bill.
Yes, and I've been dying to say it for ages. That's torn it, definitely. For Tor Holm, go on, I've got to say these things. Meanwhile, Will Gollop there, well in the lead, goes by to complete his second lap any second now. Let's see. There is Tor Holm with the back of his car trailing all over the place. And I think you're right, Colin, I wouldn't be surprised to see the black flag coming out.
Now we can see the works. Now this is really great from the point of view of Screen Sport viewers. We can see the Ford RS200 turbocharged Evolution engine there at work. The turbocharger generating 550 odd brake horsepower in these very light cars, but it's not doing his chances of overtaking the Timo Virtanen driven quattro from Finland any good at all.
No, and of course it's not doing Britain any good either, because if Holm can't catch the Finnish driver, that means that Gollop has to make sure he stays out there in the lead. Of course, you can see all around the circuit there, the spectators getting an excellent opportunity to take photographs of the back of the RS200. Little flashes of flame from inside the car, from inside the back of the car there. A puff of smoke.
They black flagged him.
There is the leader on his last lap, Will Gollop, bringing home some extra points for the great British team. Timo Virtanen keeping Finland in contention in second place.
Lovely line he's got through there. Michael Shields was struggling to get his car accelerating onto the loose, and Gollop was absolutely square.
Well, I'm just trying to see who else is running on the road, but there's certainly very few cars left in this race as Will Gollop comes around the Mad Hatter Bend for the final time.
Super. Beautiful drive.
And it's Hans Kirchhoff for Germany who is still running.
So as Will Gollop takes the checkered flag, we've now got to wait, because we honestly can't see ourselves now around the circuit. There we are. Timo Virtanen from Finland takes a well-deserved second place, excellent second place. Who is going to be the first nose to move, and is it going to be legal this time? It's Mark Renneson. It's Renneson who gets the jump on Niittymaki, but Niittymaki's got the power. Renneson's got his small engine in. Can he go around the outside? Anderson comes inside him, but Renneson takes second place. Niittymaki's out in the front. He can't do anything about it there. Niittymaki is using all his boost, all his power. Renneson with 100 brake horsepower down, and the quattro goes wildly around the outside. Number 34, excellently driven by Sven Lestander, but it's the British driver in the place he wants to be, firmly in second place, to Seppo Niittymaki.
And closing by the looks of it, Colin.
Yes, Seppo Niittymaki now hasn't got to worry about time. All he's got to do is drive a blocking race to keep the young northeasterner behind him.
Rennison there for 1 minute seemed to go extremely slow round the Mad Hatter bend. That has allowed Seppo Niittymaki to pull away. Is something wrong with Rennison's car, because Lestander has also managed to close?
Well, we're all sitting here wondering and worrying. There's only one person who really knows, and he's throwing it wildly sideways, not wildly sideways, brilliantly sideways through Spa curve there.
It must be a tremendous sight following that RS200 round when it's going round on so much opposite lock.
He's absolutely fantastic the way he holds those drifts, and a drift it is. It's not a slide, it's a pure four-wheel drift. And Niittymaki is showing that he can do it as well around the very, very fast Samson corner.
Remember, Colin, when these supercars first started to appear, people said they would be boring to watch, but I certainly don't agree with it. They really do add that touch of excitement to any sport.
Yes, Mark got a better slingshot onto the straight then, but Niittymaki is certainly controlling from the front, but that doesn't matter for British hopes. Let us enjoy the glorious sight of this Peugeot 205. Such a dominant vehicle in the rally world, now won the European Rallycross Championship today, and here the RS200 of Mark Rennison, which won in the British Rallycross Championship. What many of the 20,000 odd people who are lining the circuit still, despite the cold and the dark, have come to see is the ultimate expression of these racing saloon cars produced specifically to...
And is Rennison closing? I do believe that Rennison is beginning to close. They are halfway round the A final. Sven Lestander in the Audi. Any impression on Rennison? And I do believe that Rennison has certainly managed to close the gap between himself and the leader, Seppo Niittymaki.
Are we going to see youth triumph over experience? Because Mark Rennison has got youth on his side. Seppo Niittymaki has been racing for 20 years. He's informally hung up his helmet. He's just got this and the British Rallycross Grand Prix at Brands Hatch to go before he completely finishes and sells this car to Terje Schie. And yes, Rennison is closer.
Yes, Rennison is definitely closing. We've still got Peter Bohm running in 4th place and Bjorn Kopperud in the Volvo in 5th, but Rennison really is closing.
What is happening to Seppo Niittymaki? He's already overcome Matti Alamäki in the Lancia, which everybody thought the RS200 wouldn't be able to do, but he's done it, and he's closing now inch by inch on Seppo Niittymaki. He's losing quite a lot of time through Mad Hatter, but that could well be that the smaller engine just doesn't come on the cam early enough and gives him much less power out of the corners. My goodness me, he's brilliant through Spa there.
Well, they were saying that this engine has a lot less torque than the other one, and it seems to show, but Rennison hanging on there, Niittymaki not getting away as much as we thought he would. So there's still a lot to come. However, on this particular lap, Rennison has indeed, he's lost almost the same amount of ground again.
And yet he makes it up through Samson Curve and into the Mad Hatter complex. He gets very fast into this corner here. Look at him catching up time there, but he just cannot get enough grunt out of that engine to cope with Niittymaki as he comes out.
Well, they're about to start, I believe, their final lap.
Young Mark has just got to keep that position and make no mistakes all the way to the checkered flag, and by our calculation, informally and totally provisional here in the commentary position, gives Great Britain the Inter-Nations Cup.
Let's just watch the drivers going round. There is Mark Rennison still in 2nd place, going through the old chicane for the final time down the back straight. You can see he's not using his wipers there at the moment.
If he's sensible, he can't do anything about Niittymaki. He'll just be making sure to get it to the line, not make any errors that could cost a stupid point at this position. And he's made no errors at all. The checkered flag is out.
And Seppo Niittymaki then wins the A final and gets some vital points for Finland, but I don't think it's going to be enough, because there is Mark Rennison in 2nd place.
So Great Britain 3rd in the Inter-Nations 2 years ago, 2nd last year, and this year the winners. And 2 of the drivers here responsible for clinching the title is Will Gollop and Dimi Ravropoulos. That's a great win.
Yes, it was a team effort. We were set out to clinch the championship this year, and we did it with the right managers.
It's a bit touch and go at one point though, wasn't it?
Yes.
Especially yesterday with Mark out with his car.
That's right. We were all the British Championship rounds. We wouldn't have minded if Mark had a problem, but yesterday we didn't want him to have a problem, and we're very grateful the team got the car going and got back again.
So what happened? Did you all have a good old team talk then and all got together?
Yes, we all got together, and we made really a good effort to win here today and yesterday.
Must be really nice as well to win on your home ground and not somewhere else, you know, because you had the crowd were really behind you today. They was really cheering out there, weren't they?
That's right. It's very, very good. It's really nice to have the crowd behind you, and Croft is a very difficult circuit to learn, and I think, to be fair to the Finns, the Swedes and everybody else that came, they drove brilliantly. And I think, you know, we had the slight advantage of knowing the circuit, but they went very well, so we're pleased with the win.
Also, the driving behavior today and yesterday was magnificent. We had no real moments or no accidents, and really everybody drove very, very well.
Well, congratulations to the whole of the British team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Relay that message. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that just about wraps up some fantastic action here from Croft. And that's also wraps up Rallycross here on Screen Sport for 1987. But don't forget to join us next year when we have another full-packed Rallycross programme in 1988.